What happens when one of Hollywood's most admired actresses steps onto a daytime talk show and ends up in an exchange so tense that security has to intervene? What happens when years of professional respect unravel in minutes? When carefully managed reputations collapse live on air and a discussion about art shifts into something unexpected? This is the story of the day Meryl Streep joined The View, expecting a standard promotional appearance, but instead faced a confrontation that ended with her being escorted from the set. Before we get into the details, be sure to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on celebrity interviews that take an unexpected turn. Now, let's look at what actually unfolded. Meryl Streep arrived at the View studio on what seemed like a typical press day. She was there to promote her new film, a drama gaining both critical acclaim and early awards attention. The audience applauded as she walked out, smiling and waving before taking her seat at the table. The host greeted her warmly, but a glance at Joy Behar suggested this might not remain a light-hearted conversation. The discussion began smoothly. Whoopi Goldberg opened by asking about the film, and Meryl offered a thoughtful answer about her character's development. Sunny Hostin followed up with a question about the director, and Meryl responded with a light-hearted story from the set, drawing laughter from the audience. Everything seemed routine, until Joy leaned forward. "So Meryl," Joy began, her tone shifting, "I need to ask you about something that's been on my mind. You've been fairly quiet lately on political issues. Given everything going on in the country, don't you think someone with your platform should be speaking up more?" Myryl's smile faded slightly. "Well, Joy, I believe I've been quite vocal over the years about the causes I care about. Today I'm here to discuss the film, which in fact explores themes like family and sacrifice, but that's not the question." Joy cut in, unwilling to let it pass. "I'm asking about now, this moment. You have millions who listen to you. Why aren't you using that voice?" The other host exchanged uneasy glances. This wasn't part of the plan. Meryl straightened in her chair, staying composed. "I don't believe I'm avoiding anything," she replied calmly, though her voice carried a sharper edge. "I've made my views clear throughout my career. I've spoken at rallies, given speeches, and used award stages to highlight issues. But I also believe not every situation requires a public statement, and not every interview should turn into a political platform." Joy audibly scoffed. "That's convenient. When it's comfortable, when you're at an award show where everyone already agrees with you, then you'll speak up. But when it actually matters, when people need strong voices, suddenly it's about timing." The audience grew quiet. This wasn't the lively banter they expected. Myryl's jaw tightened. "I'm not sure what you're implying, Joy, but I've never chosen an easy path," she said, her tone firmer now. "I've taken stances that cost me roles, that made people in this industry uneasy, that brought threats and backlash. So don't claim I only speak when it's easy. Then why not speak now?" Joy pressed again. "What's stopping you right this moment? We have cameras, an audience, and you have the platform. So use it." Whoopi tried to redirect. "Maybe we should get back to discussing the film." "No, I want to hear this," Joy interrupted. "I think it's a fair question. The audience deserves to know why someone who says they care about these issues chooses silence when it really counts." Meryl drew a deep breath. When she spoke again, her voice carried steel. "First of all, Joy, I haven't gone silent. You don't know the private conversations I'm having, the organizations I'm supporting, or the work I'm doing behind the scenes." "Get out," Joy suddenly demanded. "Get off my shoulder, it's not your show," Whoopi cut in, finally standing. "Joy, this has gone far enough. She called me a bully on national television," Joy said, her voice trembling. "I asked her a simple question, and she attacked me. I don't have to tolerate that. You don't have to tolerate it." Meryl asked, incredulous. "You spent the last 15 minutes attacking my character, and I'm expected to just sit quietly? The moment I push back, I'm the problem." Joy turned off camera. "Get security. I want her removed." The studio erupted into chaos. Producers rushed forward, the hosts all speaking at once, while the audience sat in stunned silence. 2 security guards stepped in from the wings, clearly unsure what to do. "Joy, you can't just throw a guest out," Whoopi said firmly. "That's not how this works." "I can when that guest insult me live on air," Joy shot back, eyes locked on Meryl. "She called me a bully, accused me of ambushing her, of chasing ratings. I won't sit here and be disrespected." Meryl stood her ground. Then maybe think about how you treat people. If you don't want to be called a bully, don't act like one. The guards shifted nervously, one whispering to a producer for guidance. They had never trained for something like this. Are you really doing this, Joy? Meryl asked directly. You're going to have me removed because I refuse to let you push me around. You disrespected me on my show, Joy snapped. You owe me an apology. Meryl actually laughed. An apology? For what? For defending myself? For refusing to be your punching bag, for making it personal, Joy insisted. I asked a professional question about your responsibility as a public figure. You turned it into a personal attack. You made it personal the moment you questioned my integrity, Meryl replied. You implied I was a coward, that I only speak when it's convenient, that I don't care about the issues. That's personal, Joy. You just didn't expect me to answer back. Sonny finally spoke, cautiously. Maybe we can all take a breath and handle this like adults. That there's nothing to discuss, Joy said flatly. She apologizes, or she leaves. That I'm not apologizing, Meryl said without hesitation. Not for defending myself, not for calling out behavior that was out of line. If you want me gone, you'll have to physically remove me, and everyone watching will see exactly what that says about you. The guards looked even more uneasy, one speaking into a radio for instructions. This is ridiculous, Alyssa Farrah Griffin muttered. We're supposed to be professionals. Tell that to her, Joy said sharply, gesturing at Meryl. Tell that to the guests who came here and insulted me that I insulted you. Myryl's voice rose. Joy, you spent 20 minutes questioning my commitment, my courage, my character. You implied I was selfish and fake. But I'm the one who crossed the line. I was asking important questions, Joy insisted. Questions that needed answers. You just couldn't handle them. No, you were performing, Meryl countered. You wanted to make yourself look righteous by tearing me down. And when I didn't give you the reaction you wanted, you couldn't stand it. A producer hurried onto the set, headset in place, clipboard in hand, looking rattled. She spoke quickly to Whoopi, then to Joy. We need to go to commercial, the producer said loudly. Right now, not until this is settled, Joy said firmly. Joy, we're live, the producer stressed. Millions are watching this. We need to cut away, regroup, and decide what to do, what we need to do, Joy said, pointing at Meryl again, is remove her from the set. Meryl folded her arms. I'd like to see you try. The words hung heavy. Joy's face flushed, her hands balled into fists. Whoopi finally stepped between them. Enough, she said with authority. Both of you, enough. Joy, sit down. Meryl, step backstage for a moment while we figure this out. I'm not hiding backstage, Meryl said firmly. I didn't do anything wrong. I came here for an interview. I was attacked. I defended myself. I won't walk off like I'm the one at fault. See, Joy said to Whoopi. Look at her. She refuses to de-escalate. She wants this fight. That I never wanted this, Meryl said, her voice suddenly weary. I wanted to discuss my film. I wanted a thoughtful conversation. You're the one who turned it into a fight. Joy, I started this by asking you a question. Joy snapped. Get out, Joy said suddenly. Leave my show. That it's not just your show, Whoopi interrupted, finally rising to her feet. Joy, this has gone far enough. She called me a bully on national TV, Joy said, her voice trembling. I asked a straightforward question, and she turned it into an attack. I don't have to put up with that. You don't have to put up with it. Meryl asked, incredulous. You spend the last 15 minutes tearing down my character, and when I defend myself, suddenly I'm the issue. Joy looked off camera. Get security. I want her off the set. The studio broke into chaos. Producers rushed in. Co-hosts all spoke at once, and the audience sat frozen. 2 security guards appeared. Unsure what to do, Joy. You can't just throw a guest off the show, Whoopi said firmly. That's not how this works. That I can when a guest insults me on live TV. Joy shot back, still staring at Meryl. She called me a bully, Whoopi. She accused me of ambushing her for ratings. I won't sit here and accept that. Meryl stood her ground, posture straight. Then maybe you should reconsider how you treat people. If you don't want to be called a bully, don't behave like 1.1 security guard stepped closer, but looked lost. He spoke quietly to a producer, clearly asking what to do. Are you really doing this? Meryl asked Joy directly. Are you going to have me dragged off because I refused to let you push me around? You came on my show and disrespected me. Joy replied, her voice tight. You owe me an apology. Meryl actually laughed. An apology? For what? Defending myself. Refusing to be your target for making this personal, Joy said. I asked about your responsibility as a public figure. You twisted it into a personal attack. You made it personal when you questioned my integrity. Meryl responded. You implied I was a coward, that I only speak when convenient, that I don't care about real issues. Those are personal accusations. Joy, you just didn't expect me to push back. Sunny finally spoke, her tone cautious. Maybe we can all pause, calm down, and talk this through. There's nothing to discuss, Joy said coldly. She either apologizes or she leaves that I'm not apologizing, Meryl said firmly. Not for defending myself, not for calling out unprofessional behavior. If you want me gone, you will have to make these men escort me out, and everyone watching will see exactly what that says about you. The guards looked even more uncomfortable. One whispered into a radio, clearly asking for higher guidance. This is absurd, Alyssa Farrah Griffin said quietly. We're supposed to be professionals. Tell her that. Joy shot back, pointing at Meryl. She came here and insulted me, insulted you. Meryl's voice rose. You spent 20 minutes criticizing my commitment, my courage, my character. You implied I was fake and selfish. And I'm the one insulting you. I was asking important questions, Joy insisted. Questions that needed to be asked. You just couldn't handle it.no. You were performing, Meryl countered. You wanted to look righteous by cutting me down. And when I didn't react the way you hoped, you couldn't accept it. A producer with a headset and clipboard hurried on set, looking flustered. She leaned toward Whoopi. Then Joy, we need to cut to commercial, she said aloud. Right now? Joy snapped. Not until this is resolved. Joy, we're live, the producer said tensely. Millions are watching. We need to step back, regroup, and decide how to proceed. What we need is her off the set, Joy said, pointing again at Meryl. I'd like to see you try. Meryl said, crossing her arms. The standoff thickened. Joy's face was flushed, her fists clenched. Whoopi stepped between them, physically separating the two. Enough, she said firmly. Both of you. Joy, sit down. Meryl, take a moment backstage while we sort this out. I'm not hiding backstage, Meryl replied. I did nothing wrong. I came for an interview. I was attacked, and I defended myself. I won't act ashamed when I'm not, see? Joy said, turning to Whoopi. She won't even try to calm down. She wants this fight. I didn't want this, Meryl said, her voice tired now. I came to discuss my film, to have a normal conversation. Joy, you're the one who escalated this. That I escalated by asking a question. Joy snapped. Joy said, a question you still haven't answered. By the way, you spent all this time attacking me, but you haven't addressed the point. Because there isn't one. Meryl replied. What's really here is your need to feel superior. To prove you're more dedicated, braver, more authentic than anyone else. That's the truth, isn't it? Your ego. Joy stepped forward, and immediately Whoopi and security guard moved to block her. My ego. Joy's voice trembled. You're calling me egotistical? You, Meryl Streep, 3-time Oscar winner, who can't give an acceptance speech without reminding everyone how noble and important you are. You're calling me egotistical. At least I don't tear others down just to lift myself up, Meryl said coldly. At least I don't use my platform to pressure and belittle people who won't fall in line. That's it, Joy snapped, turning to security. I want her out now. I don't care how it looks or what people think. Get her off this set. The guards exchanged looks, then glanced toward the producer and Whoopi. No one moved. If you make them put hands on me, Meryl said quietly. If you have me physically removed for refusing to back down, this will follow you for the rest of your career. Everyone will see exactly who you are. They already know who I am. Joy shot back. I'm the one who asks tough questions. I'm the one who holds people accountable. And if that makes me unpopular with Hollywood figures who think they're above criticism, then so be it. You're not holding anyone accountable, Meryl countered. You're throwing a tantrum because someone finally challenged you. Sarah Haynes suddenly stood up. I can't sit here and watch this anymore. This is humiliating for all of us. Then leave, Joy snapped. No one's forcing you to stay. Sarah looked stunned. Joy, we're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to back each other. Support works both ways, Joy said. Right now, I need my co-host backing me, not siding with a guest who insulted me. Whoopi closed her eyes, trying to stay composed. We're going to commercial. That's final. Producer, cut away now.no, Joy said again. Not until she's gone, Joy. Whoopi's tone hardened. This isn't a request. We're cutting to commercial, and when we return, we'll handle this professionally, or we won't return at all. The warning was clear. Even Joy seemed to realize Whoopi had reached her limit. The producer gestured sharply, and the red camera lights went dark. We're off, the producer announced. 3-minute commercial break. The moment the feed cut, the set erupted. Producers rushed in, talking over each other. The security guard stepped back, visibly relieved they hadn't been forced to act. The hosts scattered, some heading backstage, others huddling together in heated discussion. Joy spun on the nearest producer. Why did you cut away? I told you not to cut. Joy, we had to cut away, the producer said, looking drained. This was spiraling. We have standards, advertisers, compliance to think about. That I don't care about any of that, Joy interrupted. She pointed toward Meryl, who was now speaking quietly with Whoopi. That woman came on my show, disrespected me, and no one seems to care. That matters. It does matter, the producer replied carefully, but so does how we handle it. We can't have guests escorted out on live television over a dispute. That wasn't a dispute, Joy insisted. It was an attack. Meryl walked over, calm but resolute. Joy, she said quietly, I'm leaving. Not because you're right, and not as an apology. I'm leaving because staying here only gives you more fuel. So you're running away. Joy asked, arms crossed. No, Meryl replied. I'm choosing not to play into this. I came in good faith, and you turned it into an ambush. I defended myself, and you called it an attack. There's no winning with you. You've already decided I'm the villain. So I'll go. You are the villain, Joy snapped. You came here acting superior, refusing to answer a simple question. It wasn't simple. Meryl shot back. It was a trap, and we both know it. You wanted me to either yield to your bullying or fight back so you could claim victimhood. Congratulations, you got what you wanted. Whoopi stepped closer. Meryl, you don't have to leave. We can still work this out, can we? Meryl asked, glancing around at the other hosts. Joy made it clear she wants me gone. She called security. Whoopi, she tried to have me dragged out. I don't see how this is fixable. I wanted you removed because you insulted me, Joy said, her voice rising. You called me a bully on national TV, because that's how you were acting, Meryl replied evenly. I'm sorry if the truth hurts, Joy, but you bullied me. I called it out, and now you want to punish me. This is unbelievable, Joy exclaimed, throwing up her hands. Even now, when you're supposedly leaving, you're still attacking me. I'm just stating facts, Meryl said. But you're right about one thing. I should go. This conversation is pointless. She turned to walk away, but Joy's voice stopped her. You know your problem, Meryl. You think talent gives you a free pass. You think because you can cry on cue and memorize lines, you're better than everyone else. But you're not. You're just another celebrity who talks big but disappears when it matters. Meryl turned back slowly. And your problem, Joy? You think volume makes you right. You think tearing people down makes you brave. It doesn't. It just makes you mean. The silence that followed was heavy. Even the crew had frozen. Get out of my studio, Joy said, her voice like ice. Gladly, Meryl replied. She looked at the other hosts. I'm sorry you had to witness this. This isn't what I wanted. She walked toward the exit, her head held high. Security awkwardly stepped aside today as she reached the edge of the set. Joy called out one last time. Don't expect to be invited back. Meryl stopped but didn't turn. I wouldn't come back if you paid me. Then she walked offstage. The studio stayed silent. Joy stood breathing hard, face flushed. Whoopi shook her head, while the other host looked stunned. We're back in 30 seconds. The producer finally announced. Joy straightened a jacket, sat back at the table, and composed herself. When the cameras lit up again, she smiled at the audience. Well, she said steadily, that was certainly unexpected. Meryl Streep has left the building. Sometimes interviews don't go as planned. Whoopi looked at her with an expression hard to read. I think we should talk about what just happened. What happened? Joy replied, forcing her smile, is a guest came here, refused to answer real questions, and insulted me when pressed. That's what happened, though. That's not exactly how I saw it, Sonny said carefully. Well, that's how it was, Joy said firmly. And I won't apologize for asking tough questions, even if it makes me unpopular with Hollywood royalty. The show went on, but the atmosphere had shifted. The audience stayed quiet, the hosts uneasy, and Joy kept justifying herself throughout. When the broadcast finally ended, Joy was the first to leave, walking past everyone without a word. So what do you think? Was Joy out of line, or did Meryl overreact? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. What other celebrity interview disasters should we cover next?